It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Lions and the Hawks coming up next.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. Had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
And I think that everyone is looking forward to seeing Drew Lock take the next step in the quarterback evolutionary process. Decision-making is something that he's working on improving because he's got plenty of arm and makes excellent off-platform throws. What he's seeking now? To be consistent in all of his processes.
Forced out to his left. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Lock going to throw. They'll roll him out right. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
Now a handoff looking right. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. And it's caught. Touchdown. Noah Fant, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are on the board here first in the season opener. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Pulls it in at the 13. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Good job over there, baby. Go! Two times.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Big stop, Pete. Big stop. Let's go.
Now Locke. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early and he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within 1 quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. Well, this is caught by Williams. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Locke to throw. Being chased out left. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. There he goes left side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Brutal. So take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
Locke now on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Let's go, baby.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They look to throw. It's Locke. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And for a 2nd straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. Gone. He'll have a 1st down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. 4 yards remain for 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. There's a bigger, strong
blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now it's Lockett, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time, and out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the stretch.
And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. It's a big play there for Seattle. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. His throw caught right around the 6. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Hey, get in there, get what you want.
From 21 yards away. And the Seahawks are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. On 1st down, Goff. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Goff. He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
What did they call that on?
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now,
all right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
On the draw, Goff will give this to Swift. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Goff on first down. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona. And this, a 10-point game as they've reached halftime. Randall Cobb, a touchdown catch in that first half. From there, we head to Hard Rock Stadium to check on the Dolphins at home in Miami. And they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. The Dolphins trying to start the season right and is looking good so far at home. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Jimmy Garoppolo has thrown a touchdown pass. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half, and it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there. It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after that first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Pulls it in at the 13. Now a hit and a loose football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5. So they take the deficit into the lockers. You know they had plans to receive the football. A nice drive, instead a fumble on the kickoff.
And that can be demoralizing right there because, as you pointed out, they had designs on coming out and, okay, we're going to change things here in the second half. Instead, with a deficit already, they cough it up, and now they've got to find a way to keep the score from mounting bigger against them.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They were able to stop him at the line on first down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination, and they got it done on the second try.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. A short kick taken at the end. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Yeah, it's on.
And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. So quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3. Here's Locke. Fighting his safety valve here. That's complete. Touchdown! A great effort there with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point up and through by Myers, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustment.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
To try again after the sack. Goff. That one complete. He finds Shark.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
This is Carson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Locke, buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Lions will take over.
180. Come on, let's go.
Now a 1st down throw. Goff. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
180. Maverick. Mike 56. Mike 56.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Here's a handoff to Swift. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Seibert able to knock this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They run the counter. Carson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. It's a big play there for Seattle.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long. Go get it, big man.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Carson. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They run again with Carson, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
At 2 sides to that coin and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
Let's go.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Goff now looking to throw. And Shark hauls it in. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
That's complete to Swift out of the backfield.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. To the air again, Goff. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Seahawks, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.